Welcome back to another episode of Borderless Diaries, the podcast where we go behind the highlight reels of international life and share raw, unpolished stories about living abroad. And today it hits hard because it is December. And I want to talk to you about something what every international knows in their bones, and that is not being able to sit at that dinner table. And I can just see it perfectly in my head, the chair at home that is empty, but I usually sit next to my dad, who's probably sneaking in some bites while we're cooking, and I will do the same. The chaos of everybody talking at once, the glasses clinging, and family arguing about nonsense, and that one dish that makes the whole house smell like childhood. And here I am, maybe lighting a candle, making something simple in the kitchen, and the silence is almost as cruel compared to the noise I can imagine. And this is not just about missing that food at the dinner table. It's about missing that rhythm, that sense of belonging, and the kind of comfort you can't just recreate. And I'll be honest, sometimes those video calls, they can make it worse, right? I join them with a smile and I would love to see them, and I see the table and I see the chaos. But then I hang up and the silence is heavier than before because I wasn't there and my chair is still empty. And there is this strange paradox about holidays abroad. And some years I've loved that freedom, no rushing from house to house, no obligations, no arguments. But the other years, it feels like loneliness. Well, my Instagram reels are filled with family dinners and Sinterklaas gatherings. For others, Thanksgiving turkeys. I sit there while being hyper aware of that gap, and that's not out of jealousy, but it's just that sense of loneliness. Like my life is running parallel to theirs and there is no overlap. And it's messy because you both feel proud and guilty at the same time. I'm proud of the life that, you've built, and guilty that your chair is empty and that your family and friends are building memories without you. And there is that small but painful truth when you all sit together at that dinner table, stories are told, memories are being made, and you call later and they're asking, oh, what's new? And it's a repeat of that conversation that you weren't there for. And they're making those memories without you. And suddenly you realize you're not part of that anymore. And you just share, your story with some enthusiasm and hoping that they will feel that joy with you and they can sense it, but they don't really. And it's not because they don't love you or they don't care for you. It's quite the opposite. But for everybody, it feels like that gap. And yet there is also another side because holidays abroad can bring unexpected beauties. I've had Christmas lunches with new friends in Ireland or Thanksgiving dinner while it's still warm outside and looking like nothing somewhat snowy Christmases of my childhood. But it brings new stories, and that I will never forget. I've had friends giving dinners in a tiny apartment with mismatched chairs and where everybody just brings a dish from their countries, or a table full with, flowers and different types of accents and flavors of their childhood memory dishes and those stories. And that is not tradition, it was invention, and it feels like family even though none of us were related. And those moments you don't really erase by the ache of a empty chair. They add something new and they remind me that belonging can be created. Home can stretch further than the walls that I grew up in. And over the years, I stopped trying to make December feel like home. Instead, I will let it be what it is: different, imperfect, sometimes lonely, sometimes magical. I've created small rituals of cooking one dish, lighting a candle, and sometimes I know when my family is eating. So saying yes to invitations when even I feel a little bit awkward, maybe to join that dinner table. And sometimes, you need to let those feelings be and they will be sad because missing home doesn't mean that I regret my choices. It just means that I'm human. So if you're listening to this while missing your own family dinner or friend's dinner, please know you are not alone. Every international had that feeling and that ache, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But it also holds power to create new tables, new routines and rituals, and a new way of belonging. And they maybe not look like the ones that you left behind, but they can be just as real. So, my question to you is, what does that dinner table mean to you right now? Is it the one that you miss or the one that you're building, or maybe both? And thank you for sharing those moments with me. This was Borderlands Diaries, where real stories go beyond borders. And until the next time.